going on, everybody? So just want to give a quick take on this Snake versus Thorfinn, this Gardner versus Einar versus everybody thing, right?
That nigga is guilty!
So, obviously we do reactions on your boy Rock Lee, and I'm Team Snake, bruh. I'm Team Snake. And to some people, that it's like, yo, how could you be Team Snake and not feel for Gardner? Yo, he's a slave, bro. He's just trying to get some freedom. Look, man, I ain't gonna hold you. As a black man in America, yo, I got no business being on Snake's team.
Black power! Nigger!
Them dudes is the oppressors, bro. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. The thing about Vinland Saga and TV in general, but we're gonna talk about Vinland Saga, of course. They do a good job at not getting you to... It all depends on who you are, but for me, I don't spend too much time worrying about who's right or wrong. The show seems to focus more on character motivation and their backstory, their why, right? So, in the case of Snake, right, he is just there to protect the farm from intruders or threats to the farm. It's not really his job to decide what the legality of this scenario is, right? So in his situation, he is supposed to guard the farm. This dude, Gardner, is out bodying people. He's lost 5 of his men, so he just wants vengeance. It's actually super easy to understand Gardner's motivation. Like, it's super easy, but the way they depict the character so far is just a barbaric, brawly brute who happens to be on the right side of history, but I'm not emotionally bonding with him because he is just depicted as a madman, right? Also note that that's what media does to people when they don't like them. They portray them as madmen or dogs or whatever, and then the justice system can gun you down on the streets and no one feels that bad for you because of how you were depicted. That's what's happening in Vinland Saga. His eyes are white. He's a madman. And they show you the human side of the people who are holding him down. So that's where you'll see someone like me just be empathetic or not really care too much on who's actually right or wrong. For example, the dude who got his jugular ripped off, he has respect for women. He was being nice to Arnheid. I butchered the name, but he was being nice to her. And you see his jugular get ripped off by a barbaric man, and you feel for him. And that sets up the emotion why Snake wants his vengeance, because his men aren't just mindless oppressors, right? They're borderline soldiers doing their job. Now, hear me out.
Well, if it ain't the brave men and women of the police department, come save the day.
Get out of the truck and show me some ID!
Fine idea, officer. Can't be too careful. I'm just gonna reach into my pocket and take out my slave toy and wallet.
When we send our soldiers overseas, or we have 2 nations at conflict, these soldiers are just carrying out orders. They're just doing their duty. And as a human being, you have to decide, is my duty right or what have you. But when you're in the field, sometimes you don't have those options of considering if your duty is right or wrong. And we do it all the time. If you are in a first world country, and just note that when our soldiers get sent out to do some stuff, to the people over there, they don't want our soldiers there. As we're accidentally blowing up buildings, accidentally blowing up someone's hospital, accidentally dropping a bomb on somebody's school. So these are just the things that happen, right? So I can imagine we got a soldier overseas. He is in a mission that is morally or ethically not right from a world perspective. Of course, our nation or nations is going to build up their point of view, and he's not supposed to be there. He has no place over there, but he's just doing his duty. And then some civilian just guns down one of his men while they're at a bar just minding their own business. The logic is going to be those soldiers had no reason over there. But if you are on, if that soldier is a product of your nation, then you're going to be more sympathetic for your soldier. You don't really need to worry about why he was there. You don't really care who was right or wrong. That's your people. So now you want more vengeance. So that now the nation drops more bombs. So we don't lose more soldiers. That's the nitty gritty part of this world. So, like I said, I'm not justifying anything. I'm just explaining on where and how I bonded with Snake and didn't get too caught up with the rules or legalities or what he's actually enforcing, right? That being said, that aside, Thorfinn and Einar, I'm 100% like, yo, get them boys their freedom. Why? Because again, I had character build-up with them. So they don't, I'm already, like, when it comes to them wanting their freedom, yeah, get that freedom, guys. Get that freedom. I just don't care about that Gardner dude because there was no emotional attachment for him. He just got introduced as a brute trying to take Einar's woman, right? And I'm like, yo, this man gotta go so Einar can get this lady, right?
Now, I tell you what, I like you, and I want you.
And she's married, I get it. But again, the story didn't tell you that she got a husband. So you're watching it for me, and I'm like, yo, these are the two characters I'm shipping together. And then a husband comes in. I am motivated for the husband to die in battle. Y'all ever seen when David in the Bible, he wanted this man's wife? What did he do? He sent the man out to be on the front lines so he could take his wife, bro. This is not unusual thinking. So I'm hoping that Gardner's kind of removed from the picture so that Einar can move on. I'm not writing the story. I'm just telling you how I feel. The reason why I say that is because at this moment, people are going to be like, well, that's not the story. That's not the message that Vinland's trying to do. That's their business. That's up to them to write these characters and deliver their message, and I receive it and go, oh, dope, I understand. But I can still be on the sidelines rooting for whoever I want to root for, whatever I want to root for them. So, anyways, that's my thoughts. I like that dude Snake. He's a thug. Oh, that's another thing about Snake, man. He's not just some mindless killer, you know? When they was beating up Thorfinn, yo, he proved that Thorfinn wanted to live, and he told everyone to cut it out. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people didn't make it to this part of the video, but he told his people to cut it out. You see, they're not depicting Snake as this heinous, mindless killer. So the fact that he want to put Gardner down is because he lost 5 men. And yeah, he lost 5 men because Gardner was just trying to get his freedom. Yeah. But you know, when you're watching it from Snake's perspective and you have a relationship with Snake, you just feel for him. But I will end this video noting that Gardner deserves his freedom, he deserves his wife, and he deserves to wipe out any and everything in his path. It just so happens I feel like Snake is my countryman, and I don't feel that way with Gardner. I want to hear what you guys think. Anime only. I'm active on Instagram. I'm active on Twitter. Definitely want to connect with you guys. Much love. Rock D. Lee. I'm out.
Thank y'all for coming. White power!